A very good morning, children. Um, the first video I ended by saying that the human voice is an important source of sound. Okay, before I start with the human voice, one very common example it struck me. You must have seen rubber strings, isn't it? Okay, now you tell your friend to hold the rubber string at the other end and you hold it in one end. Okay, take a rubber string and both ends you ask your friend to hold it in one end and you hold the other end of the rubber string, and then you pluck the rubber string with your finger from the middle. Okay, what will you see? You will see that the rubber string, it moves up and down. Okay, and it produces a sound. Then allow the rubber string to stop vibrating. Will you be able to hear the sound? No, because the vibration has stopped. Okay, here if you pull the rubber string more, you will see that the sound changes. Okay, so this sound is changing because of this tension of the rubber string also. Again you pluck it with the help of from the middle with the help of your finger, then again the rubber string will start vibrating to and fro, and again you will hear the sound. Okay, now let us come to human voice. Human voice is a very important source of sound. How do human beings produce sound? We have a voice box. Okay, we have a voice box that is responsible for the production of sound. Okay, and this voice box is located in the throat. We human beings, we shout, we groan, we sing, and we make a variety of sounds, isn't it? And these sounds that we make it with the help of an organ that we have, that is called the larynx or the voice box. Okay, this larynx, it lies in this portion, okay, in our neck portion. When you are talking and you touch your throat, you will feel the vibration when you place fingers on your throat while talking. Okay, so the larynx has a pair of stretchable ligaments known as the vocal cords. Okay, there is a narrow slit that is present between the two vocal cords for the passage of the air. Okay, these vocal cords, they vibrate and they produce sound when air passes through them. Okay, so in this way we can we can produce sound. So understood that when air is expelled, or when air passes from the lungs through the slit that is formed by the vocal cords, these vocal cords, they begin to vibrate and it produces sound. Okay, now how sound travels? Sound always needs a medium to travel. Sound needs a medium to travel. Now, when a person speaks, the other person can hear the sound. How? When a person speaks, the molecules in the air near the mouth, it is disturbed. Okay, due to this, what happens? The molecules, they start vibrating. Okay, the molecules, they start vibrating, and then they again disturb the nearby molecules. Okay, this process, it continues until all the molecules in the air next to the listeners, they start vibrating. Okay, now these vibrating molecules, they cause vibration in the listener's ear and the listener is able to hear the sound. So sound travels through a medium. It traveled through a medium, okay, and it always travels in the form of a wave. Now what is a wave? A wave is a disturbance that is produced in the medium. The wave carries energy from one part of the medium to another part of the medium, but there is no transfer of matter. Okay, only there is transfer of energy from one medium to another medium. Clear? So sound waves travel in a similar pattern. They like when take water in a bucket. Okay, take water in a bucket and you throw a stone. What will you see? You will see that where the stone drops, there are ripples around it, isn't it? These ripples are what? These ripples are waves. Like in the similar manner, you have sound waves also. Okay, from the point where the stone was dropped, you can see the ripples in the whole bucket, isn't it? It is not that where the stone dropped there was a ripple. The ripple goes on it till in the whole surface of the bucket. Okay, so waves also, sound waves also travel in the similar matter. Now, this vibration of the particles of the medium, it can be either in the same direction or in a perpendicular direction to the direction of propagation of the wave. Depending upon the direction of propagation of the wave, the displacement of the particles of the medium, waves are classified into two groups: longitudinal wave and transverse wave. Okay, the two types of wave, we'll be doing it in the next video. The longitudinal and the transverse wave we'll be doing in the next video. I hope sound, whatever is explained in the two videos, is clear to you.